former Senator Bob Klitzkie. We're talking, of course, of Bill 491-31, that's bucks for buses. But also we'll talk about the situation about part-time legislature as well, because, I mean, this is the time, tough economic times we're at. I mean, we were talking in the break, Bob, about our neighbors to the north, Northern Marianas, what's happening there. Their retirement fund is tanked. Hospital getting ready to close. We got to look at it and say, how far away are we from, you know, entering that zone? It's not the time for raises. The government will go on based on the Hayes study, maybe receive one check, and then the governor looked at it and says, we can't continue to do this. It's not going to be enough money. We may have enough money for salaries, but the same person that we're giving money for a salary, you can't provide the service because we just can't afford it. Part-time legislature has to be put on the table to seriously look at and curtailing the big expense.
You're right, Jess. You know, with these tough times ahead, the cutting has to take place at the legislature. It has to be a matter of law. So the legislature is going to have to lead, and if they lead by example, it's going to be a whole lot more palatable to everybody else. But if they maintain the leave and the lump sum and the recently found salary increase and all the rest of that, they lack the moral posture to be going around and cutting other things. So, yeah, I'm in favor of a part-time legislature, but you know, I did it with that too because there was a Sunday forum in the newspaper.
Yeah, that was the first offense.
That was
first offense.
the first time.
Was that a misdemeanor or a felony?
I don't know. I'm second offender now. But
well, you'll find out when you go to vote, right?
So I wrote a piece for the Sunday Forum, you know, in favor of part-time legislature. And the speaker has her weekly address. The next weekly address, she devoted it to nothing but that. And she said that the people that favor a part-time legislature are devious and devious and sinister. And I guess now we have to add to that and also provide offense. Right?
Is that a crime of moral turpitude then? Would that, I mean, if you decide to seek office again,
the word moral does come in there because I pointed out in my testimony that this thing about, you know, if cuts have to be made, legislature needs to take the moral high ground, right? Moral high ground, so that it can lead by example. But if they're going to hang on to that salary increase and take those lump sum leaves, I don't know if the word moral is correct or not. I guess the word offensive is correct, right?
Yeah. And you'll find out when you go to vote whether or not they're going to allow you to vote then at the time. But you know, absolutely, Bob. When you know, I mean, that was looking at the funnier side. But in all seriousness, this is not the time when this situation here. As a matter of fact, that $150,000 that DOE is going to pay out is coming from the ERA funding, the ERA funding to fix schools.
Yes.
Now they're going to pay for buses for this, and we can use other forms of payment for that and leave that $150,000 intact to renovate the schools.
Yeah, to move money around. If you move money from here to there and say, yeah, we really made some cuts. We really, you know, it's kind of like you and I go out and wash each other's car every week. Say, man, we're really making money, right?
We're really making money, yeah.
But if senators were to pass bucks for buses, which I think is a good bill, well, that's 55. You know, that's money right there that can be used for buses.
Absolutely, that's true money. It could be had today.
Yeah,
could be had today.
That's right.
Again, anyway, Bob, hey, I appreciate you coming in here, and I'll look to see whether or not your testimony was really submitted in the legislative record. See if people have access to that, and I don't know if they're going to vote on it or not. I mean, they can do it. Basically tomorrow they can rise a committee, the committee of the whole for the purposes of voting on an emergency measure.
I like that. In my testimony, I asked for a quick committee report, put it on the agenda, and adopt it. But I like your idea better. Now that they're working on the budget, had a public hearing, it could go right smack into that budget.
We've done it before. We've done. I mean, this is not foreign. We've done it before. We have been in session for something else, and we've asked to rise to the committee of the whole for purposes to go back in session to deal with a certain measure that we needed to pass because it needed to be passed.
That's right.
Okay. Anyway, thank you, Bob. Hey, join me tomorrow morning. It's 63, tomorrow radio station for more buzz. We'll talk about this and what else is tickling your fancy. How about new hospital administrator and, of course, the firefighters getting, I guess they're getting the shaft the whole time, huh? Talk to you tomorrow. See you then.